All right, you guys, I am going to kick it off tonight. I'm going to share my screen with you guys for a couple of minutes. And Megan is going to do a couple of things as well. I'm going to slide all the way here to the top. And let's do this. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yes? No? I hope so. All right, so tonight we are really excited because we actually have 7 of the coaches who had the honor of attending the New Leader Conference out in Los Angeles this past weekend. They were able to really get that firsthand experience from corporate and just learning what an amazing company this really is. So I know that quite a few members of our team have been on this conference before, but it's really, really something that to say like to strive for it is kind of an understatement. I think that the girls will really talk about this tonight, but it's almost something you have to really experience firsthand to understand like the magnitude of the business opportunity that you have in front of you. So we are going to hear from, I believe, 6 of the 7 of them, maybe 5 of them, but I'm not sure exactly the number, but they're going to give us a little bit of feedback about what it was all about and how it all worked. So before we dive into that, let's talk about our numbers for the week. This is really what we have for the week. So first of all, a huge shout out. We had 2 new Emeralds on the team. And we also had a new Diamond coach in the KB, Ronnie Joe's husband, Matt. And I'm pretty sure that she helps his business center. She and him are celebrating a new Diamond, and he is a new Diamond on our team. So huge shout out to that. To those team members. Also, huge shout out to Kirsten in the organization. She was really pumped. So she had a huge week this past week. Lots of really, really high numbers. So excited to see that. I know that there's a couple of coaches already at Success Club. So let's give a big shout out to Brandy, Val, Jess, Kirsten, Leanne, and Jennifer, who have already nailed down Success Club for the month. And so many people are on the boards already for that. So our teams are growing. So we had a pretty good week. Definitely we're increasing each week. So I don't know about you, but when I think about the recruitment numbers, I notice that my numbers tend to be higher at the end of the month. And when Megan and I were sort of talking about this, we've really been doing we've been really thinking and processing this, and we've really been focused on making recruiting something that we do all the time. So I don't just recruit at the end of the month, but what I'm finding myself doing now is I recruit all month, and then I have them sort of put the effort in first when it comes to the training. So if you're not aware, every Monday at 12 o'clock is a new coach training call. So even if you're like, I don't have enough people for a new coach basics, there is a new coach training call that is every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The link is always in the Knockout Brigade, and Megan can always access that. She might put it into One Fit Fam as well. But then what I'm doing is I am actually having them go into the units that are set up in the Knockout Brigade. So they're actually doing the trainings on their own, and I am sort of following up with them. But I am not forcing anyone to do it, right? So think about your challengers. You can give them all of the tools. You can give them the nutritional shake. You can give them the best guidance and support, but at the end of the day, that effort still has to be on them to do the work. So I really am taking that same approach with coaching that I am taking with my challengers. So the same concept. And I'm finding it's a lot less feeling of pulling, but I really feel like I see the ones who are ready to be pushed. The only thing I do suggest is I do check in with them quite often at the beginning, just because a lot of them aren't quite used to groups, how they work, where to find information. So I just wanted to share that with you. So this week, the Knockout Brigade brought in 20 new coaches. One Fit Fam brought in 26 coaches. So congratulations to everyone. So Megan, did you have any other shout outs? I'm excited to share with them the next slide though.
Yeah, so I just put it in the chat bar, but Robin had gone from 4 on Thursday when I made this board to 10 today, and Jennifer Morphew's also at 10. But That's also like those two girls hustled at the end of January. And I was talking to someone else today. I was like, that's where like you may not always see it. I think they both ended at 6 or 8 in January, but they worked so hard at the end of January that it set them up for success in February. So I think it's important even if you hit Success Club early in the month, that you keep going. And Robin actually said it today. She's like, I'm just going to act like every day's the 30th. Every day's the 30th, and you're pushing for Success Club because it really helps you hustle and have that sense of urgency and just stay committed to it.
I also want to add to just when I think you're talking about Success Club, right? Or is it 10 coaches?
10, Success Club 10. They both hit Success Club 10.
Got it. Okay, one more thing.
I think they actually both have like 3 new coaches this month.
That's really cool. Congratulations, guys. I was just thinking about this too. So the girls who went to Los Angeles, I did stories on my page. So I was not in Los Angeles, but I was watching their stories. I was like living vicariously through them. I think it's an amazing event. And there was just so much that I could see and just so excited for them. But I ran a coaching ad by them. So if you've not done that, I would. I mean, you're talking about your team. Like these are all people that you get to learn from. So when I'm featuring them on my page, I'm also showing people, look, in 1 year or 2 years, you can earn a trip to Los Angeles. You can be spoiled. You can do these live workouts with the trainers. So even if you're like, well, I didn't earn it, sharing the coaching opportunity through your teammates is a really great opportunity for you to get engagement, for people to look at this a different way. And also for you to put some skin in the game if you've never been there, for you to be like, this is the trip that I'm going to earn for next year. I can't wait to be on that trip. Check out what they're doing. Anyone want to do this with me? And it is very possible for people to earn this trip. They could sign up today and earn this trip by the end of the year. So I just really want to emphasize that piece of it. Don't look at it as only those 7 girls got to go. Look at it as those are my teammates that I get to learn from. Like I get to see what they're doing, and they're giving me the tools and the information that I need to be able to know I can do that too, because I know that each one of them is going to emphasize that they're no different. So just kind of wanted to share that piece of it. All right, so let me go to the next slide if I can. Megan, you want to hit this up?
Yeah, so there's been some confusion around this whole Restart the Clock program. So if you feel like you may have got an email in error, I just want to explain what the actual rules are, because I know like I actually got the email in my second business center saying that I was eligible for the Restart the Clock. Actually not eligible for the Restart the Clock. But what they did is, because so many people sign up as discount coaches, right? Like they sign up as a discount coach because they want to save a couple bucks. I mean, I signed up as a discount coach. But then what happens is maybe 3, 6, 9 months later, they get results and then they want to work the business, and then they're stuck because, not stuck. Now they're ineligible for the Success Starter program. And I know for me, I earned that ticket to Summit. It was in Vegas my first year. There's no way I would have shout out. I mean, I started coaching in March. Summit was in June. I earned that ticket, which was a $300 value. There's no way early on in my career I would have seen how important it was to go drop $300 on a ticket on top of everything else. Earning that ticket was like that coupon that I couldn't waste. So I'm like huge on the Success Starter program, but I think sometimes it's also hard when we have these people who come in for the discount, because it does save money. They love the products. Why not? But they miss this opportunity. So as far as I understand, it is like a one-time thing. Like they're doing it as of now, as of February, they've restarted the clock. Those who are eligible are people who have never earned a Success Club point. So if you had someone who like a year ago signed up their mom to get a challenge pack, technically they're not going to be eligible for it. So I got an email. I actually like printed out the list, and as I went through it, I was like, I mean, I know some of these people got Success Club points before. So if you've someone in your downline, or if you personally got it and you're like, do I qualify or not? You had to have it's that you've never actually earned a Success Club point. But if you are eligible and you are one of those people who are like, I'm in it for the discount, just kidding, I actually want to work the business, you can now qualify for the Success Starter program. And there's an FAQ. I put the link on here. You can read more about it. You do earn a call with Kim Carver. You earn a call with, I think, one of the top 10 coaches. But the biggest piece is if you hit it not only in February of this month, but also March and April, you get the opportunity to earn that summit ticket. And I think that's the biggest piece that people are, attracted to, is that opportunity to get your summit ticket. And if you are someone who, let's say, you bought your summit ticket in January, you've never had a Success Club point on the board, but you want to go, so you bought your ticket, and then you qualify for this, you actually can get reimbursed.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel like just because you already bought your ticket, you're not eligible for it. So FAQ's there, but it's a really good opportunity. Like I know like I said, I haven't done it yet, but my intent, it's like on my to-do list today, was to send the email or message out to people. But I printed out my list of people, and I'm going to reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, you may have got this email too. I got an email letting me know of all of my coaches who are eligible for this program. Not sure if you've ever considered coaching or actively coaching, but you have the opportunity to win a summit ticket. Are you interested? Like just that simple way to reignite somebody who might only be in it for the discount, but opportunity to maybe go to summit if they've seen you in the past could be a really great conversation starter too.
And Megan, so when I got the email, mine was all wrong. Did you just get a new email, or
I haven't got a new one. Mine's not totally wrong, but
okay.
It's partially wrong. Like I know some of them that are on here, it's not accurate. So I printed it out when I first got the email, just because that was going to be on my to-do today, was to go send out emails to these people. But actually there was one girl who I saw her name on the list, and then I saw something she posted on Instagram, and she works out all the time, has never ever coached or has never expressed interest in coaching. And I messaged her. I'm like, did you get that email? Because, and I kind of talked to her a little bit about it, and she goes, I know, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, see, like there it is. Like people are thinking about it, and they might just be too afraid to say something to you. So
yeah, they just need that nudge. So. Very cool. All right. Okay, and then if you want to just give everybody sort of the scoop on what we're doing this Friday.
Yeah, so we're going to do this similar to how we've done them in the past, kind of live and learn. We'll tweak some things. We're going to stick more to just the images. These were images that were already created. I told Katie today, I don't really like them. They're not all uniform. They're not the same font. They're not the same background. So I haven't decided yet if I want to take the extra energy to recreate images or just accept willingly what was already created. But this will happen on Friday. So the first one we did of these last summer was on a Friday. And when you think about it, February 15th, it's Friday. Not only is Friday a payday, but people who get paid twice a month likely get paid on the 15th. So it is a great follow-up time. It's also a great time for people, like we're not at the end of the month. So we're not like desperation mode where we have to be like, we've got to get Success Club points in today to hit these goals. Like I feel like the timing wise, hopefully as we invite people to it, we're not so like, I feel like when you're at that point where you're really pushing hard for Success Club, sometimes you have that like scarcity and desperation in your invites to people, and it can come off in the way you're posting and sharing. So doing it now, I think, can have multiple benefits. We'll run it. Katie and I are actually going to get together tomorrow and kind of talk about all the details, but we'll do it only on Friday. So we'll have to figure out how many images or how many different offers we're going to do, if it's going to be over an hour or 2 hours, but it'll be over like a block of time. Friday afternoon, we'll post it kind of like you have, to the end of the day to claim your offer. But then I think it's up to everyone else. Not only do you need to invite to it, like we'll run it, we'll schedule the post, we'll have all the content in there, we'll get all that part going. Your role will be to go follow up with everybody. So I've been on an invite spree since the beginning of February, and come Wednesday, people who haven't committed yet, I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I know, like I've heard from so many people, like it's a tough time of year, but you also want to get started. My team's going to do this little flash sale on Friday. If you really want to get started, this will help you get your bundle at a great cost. Here's the link to join. So I'm still going to invite and do everything I can to close everything out by Wednesday. And those who haven't committed, I'll invite them into this sale for like Thursday, Friday. That'll be my goal. And then if you want to say to people, like we'll run the group Friday, but if you want to use your follow-up and say on Saturday, make sure that you've checked out the group, let me know what you want. And then on Sunday, let them know that you've extended everything to 9 p.m. Sunday night. Like you can tweak that to your own personal, preferences. But it is such a great way. Like every time I've done this, I've got like 14 to 18 Success Club points from it. And it comes from the volume of people that I've invited over and over and over and over and over again. And a lot of them do buy challenge packs, like completion packs or bars, and it's volume. And like, I think I said this on the one call maybe last week, there are times where I might get a discount coach who will buy every item that's offered because they want to save the extra $20. Is that ideal? Well, no, I'm not getting Success Club points or commission. I'm only getting the volume, but it's still creating that loyalty of the coach. So I kind of take one with the other. But it really, people like it. Like it's worked both for me and Katie. And I think that everyone else can really benefit, whether you run your own and make your sale President's Day on Monday and you join our sale so that you can see what we do and take the content and then recreate it on Monday. That's totally fine. But we don't want you to feel like you have to go do your own. You're welcome to invite people in here. All the wording for the post will say, tag your coach, tag your coach, tag your coach. So that, because I want tagged when I see it, so I'm not scrolling through things. So it's going to be worded in a way that allows any coach to invite anybody in here and for them to go back to their coach to get credit for it, because that's how they'll actually get the, cash back or whatnot. But, you can mock us and watch us and then run your own, say on Labor Day or whatever, Monday, President's Day, or join us and invite to it. But I really cannot stress enough, like how helpful these have been to my commissions and my Success Club points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially there were a couple months too. I think, when did we run it? Was it December?
We did. We've done 3 now. Like the one in the summer, which I did the one, like the reason I wanted the one in the summer and I worked so hard to get people in there was because I was going for the Transform 20 test group. Like that was big to me. Like I wanted that test group spot. So I was like, every person who purchased like the triple pack of bars, Performance Stack, Shakeology, I was on a mission to get Success Club points. And it paid off. I had like the highest volume and highest Success Club points of the year that month. And if you're going for the morning meltdown group, like if that's something that motivates you, running something like this will get you, those people who may not otherwise commit or just people on our sale to buy something. This might help with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because some people truly do wait for the bargain. So I agree. Yeah. So this will be the 15th. I know that we both kind of put in our team pages too, like things that we're sending out, like invitations and such. I'll do it just like Megan does. I'll send it out before. I'll be like, I usually say something to the effect of, oh my gosh, I dropped the ball. I totally didn't follow up with you. I say that all the time because I actually do drop the ball. But then I'll say, I am so sorry for the inconvenience, but I think you kind of like lucked out because there's actually a really great flash sale going on. Can I just add you? And I'll definitely make sure that I'll get you the best deals. So I always make it from the fact that like I'm getting them the best. And then the other thing that I'm noticing is I'm leading with Beachbody on-demand challenge packs. And then I am saying, by the way, I can throw in Transform 20 early access totally for free. Is that cool with you? And people are like, oh my God, yes. So because it's the same price, because when you do Beachbody on demand, challenge pack, it's the same as doing Beachbody on demand with Transform 20 at $160. So I just sell both of them at the $160 price, but I always am like, I'll just throw in Transform 20 early access for free if that works for you. And they're of course really pumped. So that's sort of what I've been doing too. So
yeah, and just ask for where promoting this. Like I'll post it on my stories. I will not put it on my Instagram grid most likely because I feel like I don't get much, like I don't know that the turnaround on that would be very helpful. People aren't going to like comment below to add me to, I just don't feel like it would be very effective. I'll put it in my stories. I'll probably do it like Thursday in my stories, Friday morning in my stories, do like a slide bar. I could even go back and have to look to see what I did when I did the other ones. I'm sure I have, I can look at my archive for my stories to see how I did it, but I'll do it at least probably Thursday afternoon, evening into Friday morning. I don't want to do it too early because again, I'm trying to get other people to commit anyways. And then, I'll probably post it on my page once or twice, like my Facebook page. Actually, for whatever reason right now, my Facebook personal page has like more traction than my Instagram page. So I feel like there's always things changing, but I will promote it on both. but I would not put it on my grid.
Cool. Cool. All right. So Megan, is the next slide the slide that we were waiting on?
Yes. The next
Okay.
one.
So,
So
do you want to tell them? You can tell them.
that was your idea.
So
It's really exciting though.
I know. First of all, I feel like we're just at a point in both of our organizations where we have so many up and coming leaders. And I know for me, the very first time I went elite, it was like, it was just like, it was so much hard work, right? So it was like the most exhausting thing to go into that January, but to be like, I did it. And so, Megan and I were talking earlier this year, and I said, this year is just the year that I want to see my team like just do it. Like if that is what they want, I want them to do it. And I said, what if we do something a little bit different as like a big, reward for our team, and we make it a team effort to get elite done. And so we both kind of talked to our husbands about this. And we believe that this is something that can absolutely happen. And we believe that we will be honoring you guys as hostesses in Turks and Caicos for 4 days and 3 nights, all expense paid, flights and everything, for any one of our coaches who earn elite title in 2020. And this is kind of the kicker, though, that we said this is why it's going to be a team effort. A minimum of 4 coaches in each organization are going to earn elite. So Megan and I both said that this is going to be the year. Like this is the year this is going to happen, and it's going to be done by doing it together. So this is really what we've kind of been hiding for a couple of days. So it will probably be the Secrets Resort in Turks and Caicos, and we are going to honor you guys by doing that. So we are kind of sharing over the next couple of weeks how we are tracking elite points and breaking down the big goal of hitting so many points. So we know what the minimum is, and then Megan and I sort of for the last year have kept each other really, really accountable to it. So we're going to talk about working with success partners. We're going to be talking about breaking down the big goals. We're going to be talking about recruitment. We're going to be talking about just how to take this big idea of I want to get there and say, okay, well, what's the action plan to make it happen? So it's going to be a little bit of a mindset shift this year. That's our big goal. I know for Megan and I, like we want to see our teams go across that stage as elite coaches, and nothing would be cooler than to see people on our team do it because they truly want it and they're truly ready for it. And I don't know, from the bottom of my heart, I really feel like this is the year. Like I feel like this is the year. So this is our plan. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm not seeing anything, or if you're kind of just like putting it around in your head, or if you're like, I don't know, this is kind of scary, or if you're just kind of letting it sort of sink in a little bit. But that is our plan. Megan, anything to add to this?
Just that it's downline wide. Like we're not, yes. Like it is not just our PS. It is our downline wide. So if from me down, there's 4 elite coaches. From Katie down, there's 4 elite coaches. Clearly her and I have to both be elite coaches too. So it's a team effort. So that would essentially be like at least 10 of us would be going on this trip, but it's not, we want to make sure it was clear that it's not just limited to our personally sponsored coaches, that we really want to encourage you all to go for it. And like Katie said, it's so much more fun when you're doing it with other people. When you have that person to check in with, when you have that person to share your goals with, like Katie and I constantly are keeping each other accountable. Like, how many coaches do you have in Success Club? How many coaches do you have here? Like, what are your points at which, like, that's what's it's not a competition. It is a, like, we're pushing and rooting for each other. And like, I mean, I know one of the calls, like when her team qualified for elite last year and like we were chatting back and forth, she's like, we did it. And she's like, I will not celebrate until you get it. Like it's not until you have it too. Like it's not there. And like, it just is so much more powerful when you have someone else to do it with you. And we want to make this an entire team thing.
Yeah.
And yes, Jennifer, it's usually right around Thanksgiving. So like This past year, it was the day before Thanksgiving that you had to start quals for 5-star. So like, I know like I actually needed one more diamond. I had 2 people rank advanced to diamond on that Wednesday. One me and my mama is on. But she like rank advanced on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, then hold it till the end of the year. So I will always say that you really want to shoot your goal a little bit sooner than that, because when you bump it up to like 11:59 on the Wednesday before the last day of qualifications, as I have for every year of Elite, I have had like a minutes to spare. It's just stressful and it's not fun. So, you know, like let's aim to have that in a little bit earlier.
Yeah. And the Elite program is really so PS focused. And this is what we were kind of talking about. And we really, both of us really value and appreciate our entire organizations. Like, and it's not that other people don't, but we're both at a point in our business where we just feel very close to our entire organization. So we just wanted to make sure that you know that you're included in this. So even if you aren't a direct reflection of Megan's numbers or of my numbers, you have an impact on the entire organization. So, you know, every Emerald, every Success Club point, all of that, no matter who your upline is, it does have a huge impact too on the entire team. So I don't know, this would be by far one of the greatest accomplishments that I can think of as an organization, to be able to do something like that and to be able to recognize that. So yeah, Mike and Kyle kind of gave us the like, yeah, that sounds good, you know, let's do it. So we appreciate
you know, my husband, he was like, oh yeah, cool, all right.
Yeah, that was basically Mike too. He was like, let's do it. And then I was like, you know, you're not going, right? And he was like, yeah. So, but it will be so fun. And
this is not replacing the diamond retreat either.
Nope.
So like in terms of, and we'll, you know, we're not there yet. But as we get to planning the diamond retreat, that's something, you know, when we do the diamond retreat, that is a downline wide event as well. So it's another opportunity as you guys push, or, you know, those of you who are going to push for Elite, you can utilize the diamond retreat to get your coaches to advance to diamond to qualify for the diamond retreat leading up to this retreat, which is usually the diamond retreat usually in September. So
it's so early in the year.
Overload you guys on dates and information, but just something.
And it's so early in the year too. Like anything can happen. I've seen people go from not even diamond to Elite in a year. So I want you all to know that every single person in here is very capable of this if this is your goal. So next week, we're going to really talk about what your numbers mean and how to just hit not just Success Club, but how it builds that foundation of your business. And then we're going to talk about how to actually start using that business activity tracker to your advantage. So you're not just tracking your business trends, you're tracking for a bigger purpose. So we're going to talk about that, but we don't have a date or anything yet for it, but please know that Megan and I are just as accountable to Elite as you guys are. And we're tracking just like you guys are too. So we have skin in the game just like everybody here. So we're excited and we're really pumped to be a part of it. So with that being said, we're going to turn it over to a few women who are motivated and so pumped to share with all of us a little bit about their trip to Los Angeles. So I don't know how the rollout is going or who wants to start or how this is going to be, but let's go ahead and do it. Who wants to start?
Megan looks so ready to talk.
Okay, I'm going to mute you.
Hey, like I'm like riding that high off of that, what you just shared. So I'm just going to go off of that one. I think a lot of us that went on this trip are so freaking jet lagged right now. I didn't sleep last night. I was on a red eye. So I totally just chugged Energized to like try to get me through this right now. I don't have all my like ducks in a row with what I got out of that weekend, but I can say a couple things. If you haven't hit 1-star yet, it needs to be like on your to-do list, like now to get to this retreat or to get to this event. When I remember Taylor saying like, you just have to go. Like, you just have to go. And I'm like, why? And like, you just, like Katie said, like, you know when you go, like, you just know. And I think because it was a very intimate setting where Summit is incredible, but it just is different because you are, in a small room with like these top coaches with, the corporate people. It's just a totally different feeling. And it's really like Ali Testatori, she was talking about all this level up leadership. That's really what I got from the whole weekend. It was level up yourself, like just totally level up. But I have a couple things that I jotted down because, again, like, I don't know, like, I'm going to go back through this week and just really take the few things that I want to implement because I don't want to overload myself. That's what I do from every single event, and then I get paralyzed. But a couple little things that I think you guys could maybe put into action now that you don't do, like myself. So number one, just super simple. In your stories, I'm always saying like, what's up guys? Hey girls, like plural. Don't do that. Say you. Like literally picture your perfect person that you want to talk to and say you. So just that little tiny tweak in your stories, I think personally for me, will be good. And then in that, you might follow a bunch of different coaches, which one, that's a whole thing. Like, I don't think you should because it's a comparison thing, but do you, like from these events, you get to see the spectrum of different coaches and they're posting 8 times a day. They're posting once a day. If it doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. Like just do you and do what feels good. So with your stories, with everything, that was a little one. Okay. Speak like you're at your goals. Like I don't even know who was saying it, but they were saying, I think it was Bonnie Engel, that when she very first started, like she talked in her stories like she sold out the stadium. Like she was just there already. She discovered the company. Like she just talked like, like she was there. So while you don't have to say like, I'm the number one coach, because that's cheesy, but, talk like you are there, you are reaching your goals and you're headed there. And, just talk that way, be more confident. And with that, it's personal development. Like guys, I have a whole page in the front of all the different books. And it's because literally that's what you heard from every single leader. I can put it in the thread here, but Mastering Your Mean Girl, The Power of Vulnerability, The 12-Week Year, Failing Forward, The Slight Edge, The 10X, The 21 Laws of Leadership. Like guys, they kept repeating this over and over again. And if there's anything I've learned in coaching in the last 2.5 years is when you start hearing things over and over again, they probably know what they're talking about. Like stop putting it to the side. And I used to do that a lot. Like, they'd say, oh, you have to go to Summit. Okay, I'll put it on my list. Oh, you have to go to NLC. I don't even understand what it is. I'll just put it on my list. Like, listen, if people are telling you something over and over again, it's probably because it's about to rock your world. So just do it. Okay, the last thing I'll end on, and because you guys all know I'm like a super sap and I cry for everything, it was definitely, see, I'll do it already. It was Kim Carver. This is the lack of sleep. For those that were there, and you might have heard his story already with the swan. Oh my gosh, though, like just the whole story of the ugly duckling and how, it was a swan, but it was, you guys all know the freaking story. He just needed somebody to like believe in him, and that's our role, is to find that inner swan in everybody. And it's up to us. So that was, stop. That was kind of just like a reality. Like you don't have to be anything special. You just have to be that person to believe in somebody so that they can find their inner swan, whether it be with coaching, whether it be in your challenge groups. Like that is the nutshell of our freaking business, is to find that inner swan in every freaking person. And then we get paid to do it. Like it's freaking nuts. So I don't know. That's in a nutshell of what I got out. I'm sure I'll like recap it a lot better next week when I have sleep and whatever, but that's what I took from it. Put it on your freaking list, make it happen. It absolutely is the best event I have ever been to. Hands down. That's it.
And now everybody wants to go to NLC. All right, I'm just going to go down my screen. Rachel, you're next right below her, so I'm going to tell you to take it away.
I was afraid you'd call on me. One of the things that just because it happened after our trip was over, Val Macco flew into Love Field and I flew into DFW, which are both Dallas airports, and her flight got canceled and we landed at the same time, and I was like, girl, just come to my house. Like, you're not staying in a hotel. She's 20 weeks pregnant. I'm like, you're going to come home with me. So I just told my husband, and all the kids were in the car, and I was like, let's go get Val and let's put her up in my house. And my dog is crazy and hates people at our house. Like, she's so protective. And Val was like, okay, no problem. I'm like, we'll just figure it out. And it's like, that was a testimony of this community. And like, I met so many people there that weren't on our team. And I just feel like we have community bigger than this, like bigger, far bigger than you know. And you're like, these events and these live opportunities to really connect with people. I knew Val from the diamond retreat that we had in the fall, but I didn't know her until this trip, and we're on the same team. But then I met other people, like I met another runner coach from Arlington, the same city I live in, but I had to go to Los Angeles to find her, you know, like, so live events like this really get you connected to other people and other coaches and other ideas, and just the whole community of Beachbody and who we are. You're not alone. There's always people out there that are in the same boat as you, like they think like you, and you don't have to, I mean, you have to be yourself, but know that you don't have to be alone in this, and that these are the opportunities where you can find like some of your best friends. And you have some of that just here, but when you go to the events, and that's the thing, like if there was a carrot that Katie dangled in front of me, I was going for it from day one. She's like, you want to go to Florida? And I was like, heck yeah, I want to go to Florida. She's like, okay, this is what you do. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. So it's like, those are the times where I've really been able to grow as a leader, and you can use that to your advantage, because so many people are watching you. And then you're just like, people are like, oh my gosh, I know you're doing so amazing in your business, and they have no idea what I make. And I'm just like, okay, because I mean, I go to all the things, and it makes it like people see that you're involved and that you're serious about your business, and that's very attractive. So anyway, community is a big deal. One of the things that I loved Keisha Fitzgerald spoke a couple times actually, and I loved her energy. She's super, super fun and bubbly, and just like, she's going to give it to you straight. And she talked about like, when you post about it, you can post about this being a part-time opportunity. And I know we've heard this before, but if you don't see your story represented in Beachbody, then you need to be the one to represent it. Like, you need to put your story out there so that other people see it, because they're going to resonate with that. And don't assume that everyone's goals are like yours, because they're probably not. And that's going to come back to kind of bite you. But and she said, don't rob people of the joy of the process. Like, help them to fall in love with the process of coaching and the process of being a challenger, instead of just always looking forward to the results, and just like not worry about what the process produces. And I think so many times we're always like looking to that end goal in our businesses and in our health and fitness. And she's like, help people fall in love with the process and not just that end result. And then if we paint the picture of consistently, you know, like about this being a part-time thing, like if you're a mom, that's a full-time job. Like, that is a full-time job. And so if you're doing this, like, you paint the picture. This is a part-time thing that's allowing you to go on the cruise. It's allowing you to go do these other things, or pay for dance lessons, or pay for the groceries, or whatever. But paint that picture, because that's really attractive to people, to have something that's a part-time deal. And if that's not the case for you, then highlight coaches that they do work full-time, and like, just highlight different things that may not be you, and just show them the opportunity that's out there. But the more that you post about coaching publicly, and you just like highlight the lifestyle changes of this business, then the more you're going to attract people too. So I don't know if that was even cohesive, but that's what I got.
It was totally cohesive, and I think the community part is hands down the absolute best part of this business. Going down my list, Miss Janelle, you are next. Take it away, lady.
Hello, hello. So first of all, I think Megan pretty much hit on it. You have to go to this event. I was extremely nervous. I was actually not considering going, even though I earned the trip and everything else, because I am an introvert. I may not come off like that on social media, but I am when it comes to new settings and not knowing a soul. I sort of clam up. But you have to take advantage of this because you learn so much. I have never learned so much in just a weekend, and I've been in the business for a year and a half, and I am still trying to process everything. So I'm just going to keep it like sweet and simple because I didn't have time to digest everything. That's tomorrow's goal. But one of the biggest things with Amy Rada, she went into her Instagram trainings to talk about that. And the one that resonated with me was look at your platform, for her was Instagram, as your accountability partner. Show up every single day for yourself and use that as your accountability. So I know for me in the beginning, I was working out, but I wasn't really posting workout clips. I would, do a sweaty selfie here and there, but I wasn't really comfortable. Same with, my Shakeology. I didn't feel like posting that every single day because I didn't want to annoy people with recipes, etc. But recently, I've been on a high with posting every single time I work out, every single time that, with dinner recipes, going to the farmer's market and what have you. And I really use that as my accountability just for within myself. And I know people are watching me every single day to see if I'm sweating, so I know I have to show up. So I 100% agree with her. If you're not doing that already, I know I was sort of a lacker in the beginning with my Instagram. Start doing it now. It becomes a high. Along with that, another thing is sometimes I know for myself, absolutely love our company. I get all wrapped up in it. That's all I want to talk about. But Amy said, if you were to take out everything that was Beachbody related in your Instagram, what would be left? Are you sharing your life outside of Beachbody? Are you sharing, your friends, your family, your pets, what have you? Because they want to know everything, your followers. They want to know who you are, and that's how you're going to attract your people. It's great that you love your business. It's great that we love our fitness programs, and that all comes together. But look through your Instagram every once in a while. Look at the posts, look at the photos, and take away those posts and see what is left. And if there's not much left, make sure that you are at least just throwing in, here and there, your family, your friends, your pets, what have you, your hobbies. So that way you can resonate with other people, and that's how you're going to find your tribe. So like I said, I know sometimes with my new coaches and myself, I get so wrapped up in Beachbody, I'm just like, oh, I haven't shared my family in a while. Like, probably should do that. So just make sure that, we're 100%, they say it over and over and over again, be yourself. It cannot be any truer. You have to be you in order to attract you. So that is everything until I get to digest everything this week with what happened this weekend.
I love it. We could probably do like phase 2 in a week when everyone's off their jet lag. But that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Missy, you're up, lady. I can't hear you. Can I have anyone else? Why don't you try logging out? Like log out and back in, and we'll move on to.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Elite. Oh no, I can hear you now.
Did you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so kind of in the same boat as Megan and everybody else, like totally exhausted and jet lagged today, and haven't even been able to process. I don't really need these. What we learned in those couple days. I would say the biggest thing that I took away was to keep it simple. I mean, I seem to find myself like, what am I going to post? What am I going to say? How am I going to make that document? How am I going to, you hear so many things from so many different coaches, and I don't remember who said it of all the people who spoke, but about keeping it simple, like just stick to your vitals, do those, and don't sit there and stress about, oh my gosh, like everyone's reaching out, like, where'd this document, where does someone have this document, someone share this document. And I'm sitting here and I started to do that, and I'm like, why am I printing these out? Like, I'm spending all my time, it's not that you can't look at them and get ideas, but you need to just figure out how to simplify it so that, especially for someone who is part-time coaching or has a full-time job outside of coaching, like, you can't be sitting here just like, you know what I mean, using these, trying to think of how you can recreate these things when you should be inviting and, forming these relationships with people. And I found myself I feel like I did a whole bunch, and then, well, wait, I didn't even talk to anybody today. So I feel like, that was a big thing that I kind of took, is just to keep things simple and just come up with the way that works for you, and don't sit there and spend your time trying to recreate somebody else. I think someone else did say it too, about focusing on the action and not the outcome. We're sitting here, we're always talking about how to get to like the end goal, but really you just need to focus on what is happening right now. Yes, you can have these goals and how you're going to get them, but focus on what you're doing right now, keeping it simple and focusing on it at the moment, rather than sitting there and just stressing about this huge end goal when you still have all these steps to take to get there. And then I think to Ashley Molsted's speech which is like going around. I know a lot of you probably have seen it. It was that's the one I took most from. I feel like she kind of went over how all of a sudden when she had her moment where her mind switched, she was coaching, and all of a sudden she had the mind switch. And that's what did it. From that moment on is when she was able to move forward and build a business. And I think that all of us get so wrapped up in all these little details and all these documents and so many different coaches doing things different ways that we don't take the time to just sit and get our minds into how it will work for us and not how it works for everybody else. And I think that's really like the only way that you can move forward with your own business, is take those little pieces of information, but don't try and be those pieces of information. Just do you. We hear that so much now. And I think that that's what I'm probably going to try and focus on the most. And of course, everyone loves a free trip. Even with as exhausting as it is, and the traveling and the jet lag and I don't even know what time it is. I keep looking at the time and deducting or adding 3 hours because I had to do that all weekend every time I was trying to call my family, that I have to realize I'm back in their time zone. That, it's something awesome. I've had so many people like texting me and saying, hey, hoping you're having fun in LA. And so people are watching and telling me, how awesome it was and how I deserve it. But just something like an event like that where they really, that was the first event. I went on the retreat in Florida last year, and that was just an awesome, fun time together with a bunch of coaches. But like, this was my first event where they really like treated you. Like, we got a bag of goodies. We stayed in this insane hotel, which I never would have stayed at that hotel if I was just going to LA on my own. Just things like that, just how they took, that was where I'm like, wow, like, this is actually like the first event where there's like treating us like, wow, like we earned a spot here, we deserve this. And so that part was really, really cool. And so I've already been talking to some of my coaches about like, well, next year when you're there, it's not even like a question. It's when you're there next year, this is what, it's all about. And, you guys will be, all of you, this whole group, there's 5 of you, you're all going to be there next year. And this is what it is. So it was fun, exhausting and fun all at the same time. So.
I love it. What great takeaways. That's so cool. And that the people from the Grammys stayed there. That's funny. All right, we're coming to home stretch. Hang in there, guys. Elise and Stephanie, you guys are our last 2. Elise, you're in my top corner, so I'll let you go first.
All right, guys. Yeah, definitely put it on your goal board if you need to go. Like, it is, I mean, Megan just like the whole time, I was like, I don't know what this is, whatever. Okay, let's go. It's going to be fun. So, and all she kept saying was, oh my God, you girls are going to have so much fun. This is going to be a game changer. I'm like, okay. But when you get there, it is just like walking into the hotel and you're like, what? Like they're putting us up in this hotel? Like, okay, this is going to be fun. So, but there's just so much to process, and I'm struggling today. Going to work at 4 a.m. today was not. Definitely take the day off after you come back, and I have to go tomorrow too. So, but I think that everybody has already said pretty much everything that kind of like we're all taking away as a group. But also, like when you're sitting there watching these people speak. And I think it was Ashley Mosa that said it. And she's like, I was sitting there thinking, they're like, well, why her? So it's kind of like, well, why not me? Why can't I do what you're doing? You know what I mean? Like set those big goals, because why can't you do it? What's stopping you from doing it? Pretty much yourself. All those self-doubts that you put in and like, I can never do that. Like, yeah, you can. It's pretty simple. And I think that's like our biggest critic is ourselves. And we kind of stop ourselves from, putting ourselves out there and being able to do what like these people that we look up to are doing. And also is, I know when they had the panel out, they were kind of asking questions of how do you work your business? And really we learned that there's no right way to work your business. I think Amy Rada was saying that I get up in the morning and I conquer the day and I get set, and Ashley's like, no, I sleep in. Like, I can't get up. So like, there's no right way except your way to do it. And you can't look at any other. I can't look at Megan. I can't look at Katie. I can't look at Rachel, and I can't look at Missy. Everybody's schedule is so different. Everybody's life is so different that you have to do it your way, whether it's just tracking or any system that you have, it doesn't matter. Like you can be successful no matter what. And that's huge for me because working this business part-time and working and like your schedule is never the same. So don't count on somebody else's routine to get you to where you want to be. And I think that was super big for me because that I think was one of the hardest things there. But like I said, I'm already talking to like my girls, like, let's go, like you have to be there. And all the messages that like you're getting, like, you went to LA? What'd you go to LA for? And I'm like, Beachbody paid for it. Like we went, and this just side business that we have, they sent us over there and put us up, and we had like an awesome time. And like, I don't know which one of you girls said it, but like you actually feel like this is like the first event that like you feel special that they're actually like treating you to this. So no, it was big. It was a total game changer. And if it's not on your goal board, then definitely make it, because I think this is where the switch happens.
I get all the mama coach feels. My cheeks are going to hurt from smiling so much. I love it. All right, Steph, you're it. Close us out. Let's hear it.
Okay, I guess I got to bring us home. Okay, so I think like, and this is kind of probably a good way to close things out. This was just like another reminder of like truly how incredibly lucky we are to be able to do what we do and to be able to represent this company. Like I have felt this way numerous times, like over the last couple of years being a part of this whole opportunity. But I mean, I cry at like every single event. I cry every time Megan cries because she talks about being home with her kids, and it gets me every single time. And like, there's so many reasons for us all to feel different, like levels of like lucky, but we are so blessed to be a part of this company. I can't say it any other way. I mean, just the way, and I know that a couple of you guys have mentioned it, but they really did make you feel so, so special. Like just the fact that your room was paid for and the little, gifts that they gave you at the beginning, and the fact that your meals were paid for and you got drinks on the house, Autumn and with Carl. Like it was just so cool. Like it was really, really personal. The dinner on Saturday night was like amazing. I'm a sucker for like prizes and giveaways and things like that. So like this was like on level 100. But I think the thing that really stood out to me, and every time that I really enjoy listening to Carl speak, like he just is so inspirational to me, and he just has a way with words. I mean, they all really do, but he said, the one line that he said was, "Fear is not welcome here." And I was like, like that just really struck me. He's like, you cannot be scared to go for this. Like, no, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. We have far too many people to help, whether it's with health and fitness or to build this business and change your life. You're changing people's lives in one way or another, or in both ways. And you just can't be scared. Like it's not okay to be scared. You just have to go for it. And I don't know. I mean, everybody really should, like, I forget who said it, but you don't know until you're there. Like you do not understand until you're there. And I think that's like the same case with a lot of events. I remember the first time I went to Summit, I was just like blown away. But this was just like a totally different kind of feel because it was more personalized and they were truly treating you. And you just feel so special and you realize, like, once again, how lucky we truly are. So that's it for me.
This is going to go down as like my favorite call for singing. I love it. Thank you, girls. I know you're all super jet lagged and coming off like an insanely overwhelming weekend on top of it being, now 10 o'clock at night. So just thank you guys for getting on tonight. Hopefully you'll all be in Turks and Caicos too. Anything else, Katie?
No, I loved what I think it was. Am I saying Elsie? It's Elsie, right?
Elise.
Okay. Don't count on someone else's routine to take you where you want to be. I don't know if that was what you took from there, but I absolutely love that because I remember like looking at Melanie who would get up at 5 a.m. and honestly, like she had everything so scheduled out perfectly. And I just could not do it that way. And I remember thinking, well, I mean, if she's super successful then, and I have to do that, I can't. And I finally found a rhythm and a cadence that was like working for me. And I started to realize like, well, this is what fits for me. This is what works for me. And I just hope you guys know that too. Like there's not a one size fits all approach to your business at all. I mean, you can be incredibly successful in the business and do it your way on your terms and doing it the way that you love. So I just really hope and pray that you guys all kind of figure that piece of it out. Like figure the part out about what you love and do more of that and delegate the other stuff that you don't love. So I don't know. I think that's great. And I'm so excited for you. It was so cool to watch your stories, and congratulations you guys so much. And for those of you who were kind of on this call, looking at them going like, wow, I would love to be there in a year. If you're saying that, be there in a year. Like if you're saying that in your head, just make it happen. And if you're in here in this call and you're like, I kind of want to go to Turks and Caicos. No, I really do want to go to Turks and Caicos. Go to Turks and Caicos. Like just make it happen. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching this and seeing you guys just have such a great time and letting you guys see how well the company really appreciates all that you do. So yeah, we appreciate all you do too. So congratulations guys. Thank you for sharing too. And fingers crossed that Val makes it home tonight too. So very cool. That's all I got, Megan.
That's it. All right. Good night, ladies. Go get some sleep.
Bye guys.
Bye.